Mineral King Backpacking Adventure. Day 0. Acclimatization Day 1. We drove from San Jose to Three Rivers for an overnight stay and dinner at Gateway Lodge and Restaurant. The only thing we overlook is the Sequoia River. We did, however, have a lovely dinner at the Gateway Restaurant, eating outside overlooking the Sequoia River and its resident ducks on the shore. Acclimatization Day 2. After a nice Gateway brunch, 11 a.m., 100 degrees Fahrenheit, we headed back to town for a couple of items and our annual night before pizza. Then we rambled up to Mineral King Road, 21 miles, 200 turns, 1.5 hours. Paved, then not, then paved. A lovely campsite, number 5 at Cold Springs Campground, about half a mile from the trailhead. Right next to our campsite was the Cold Springs Nature Trail, and below our site was a creek that we heard all through the night. The trail was beautiful with a very slight grade through the meadow, still with many wildflowers. We headed back to camp, campfire, pizza, salad, beer. Pack bear canisters, sleep. Day 1. Up and on the trail. Sawtooth Pass trailhead after a yummy bagel and cream cheese breakfast.
Captain's log, August 18th, 2022. Clear skies, warm temps about 60, sun hot, ready to go up.
Trail out of Mineral King started out super steep, but fortunately the grades steadied out, so it was manageable. The trail switched back and forth for a view of Franklin Pass Canyon and Sawtooth Pass Canyon, both gorgeous High Sierra Peak and Valley views. For the last half a mile, the trail to Mammoth Lake finished in Sawtooth Canyon. Monarch is a beautiful High Sierra lake for being so close to the trailhead, 4.3 miles or so. Big granite and black and red peaks surround us. We chose to skip the rainfly to study and enjoy the clear starry skies and Milky Way.
This is sunset, our first sunset time. Monarch Lake, we expect beautiful alpine glow on this granite we have here.
Day 2. Woke up to warm sun and blue sky. The trail from Monarch to Glacier and Sawtooth basically doesn't exist because it goes through rotten granite gravel. So, per the rangers and fellow backpacker neighbor instructions, we headed up 1,000 feet, a good half a mile cross country straight up. Spectacular views on the other side of the craggy red and black peaks. We evaluated our route down the valley, not a recorded trail, but we expected to find one. We picked Spring Lake as a destination to skip a long trek through the forest. A beautiful descent through alpine meadows laced with water. Upon arrival at the lake, 3 rangers were leaving, and we could hear some campers. Upon picking our campsite, we learned that we like sites with a lake and mountain views. We swam, washed our hair, fished, and caught 4 fish to have with our ramen dinner.
How's the fish?
The fish were brook trout. Starry night. We used our app to locate constellations and planets. Day 3. Up at 7 a.m., granola breakfast and on our way. I could see our trail yesterday, Black Rock Pass, and I thought then, who would ever go up that trail? Well, that was us. First, we had over half a mile of cross-country down to Black Rock Pass. But guess what? 2 hours later, we were on the pass. On top, around 1 p.m., we had lunch and enjoyed the distant views, then evaluation of our destination. Temptation. We could see the most upstream of the Big 5 lakes. If we could get there by cross country, then we'd cut off a whole day, which would allow for a layover and our last night on Monarch Lake. we were on our way, cross country, truly with no trail. From the pass side, there was a pass with not much elevation to go through, and we got to Big Five Lake drainage.
We're going over our own pass. We're going to call this Pitlar's Pass from the Little Five Lakes Basin to the Big Five Lakes Basin. Here we are.
200 feet game scramble across a granite glacier, up a chute and then over. The side down to the highest Big Five Lakes was terraces of granite. 600 feet drop, we arrived at a perfect spot to camp, a sandy area behind a shrub complex. Quick swim, filtered water, then back to camp for our yummy fajita dinner accompanied by Newman's salsa.
Cheers.
Day 4. We woke to sunlight cast on our tent, welcoming a warm exit from our cozy sleeping bags. Stepping out of the tent, the craggy peaks were sunlit with a gorgeous deep blue sky in their background. To-do list: bocce ball, cribbage, day hike, laundry, swim, journal writing, fishing, all completed except painting. Day hike was to be a Sunday stroll, the most the high, small, big lakes. Follow the stream, we said, and soon realized it was not the stream from the intended lake. Very cool, very beautiful, and such gorgeous long views.
It's our Sunday stroll.
We hiked back down the Sunday Stroll Lake for a relaxed lunch.
Lunch destination for the Sunday stroll.
Back at camp, we went swimming, washed our hair and clothes. Lots of dinner, so fish were in order. Kept 2 10-inch trout, one rainbow and the other golden. Popcorn, fish, laksa, all delicious. Day 5. Up and at 'em after the sun hit and warmed the tent. 6-mile hike today, so we packed up and we're on our way. Today was about distance, but still went up and down 1,000 feet. Our morning hike had us pat by each of the remaining downstream Big Five Lakes. It was a beautiful day with deep blue skies, bright white scattered clouds.
Another top.
We found a nice forest campsite with a great fire ring, and it was next to the creek for water, a sponge bath. We enjoyed the evening around the fire, eating tomato coconut soup and butternut dal bhat. Day 6. We went to bed last night, feeling a little intrepid about the 2,300 feet up and 1,300 feet down day today, up and over Sawtooth Pass. We slowly climbed out of the woods and came along a large, gorgeous meadow with Lone Canyon Creek meandering through it. Then a steady switchback up the Cirque Cliff. At the top of the cliff, there it was, the crystal clear waters of Columbine Lake, completely treeless, alpine. We found a great leaning back rock on the water's edge to have some lunch, take an unsuccessful hand at fishing, and use the binocs to identify our pass we were going over.
This is a 360 photo, if I can do it and not fall down. I'm on a granite, rocky surface. But you can see that we are in the high country. This is high country. I love it. All right, about ready to finish the 360. Right there.
Karam, set by the backcountry rangers, led us up the Cirque Flex of Sawtooth Pass to the most suitable crossover point. A short rest and we were on our way down the pass heading back to Monarch Lake. We took the ridge crest on a nicely marked trail to Glacier Pass, and that was the end of our nicely marked trail. Once we came to Monarch, we chose our same campsite as night 1, as there's no place like home. Day 7, the last day. We camped just above the lake and have the classic High Sierra white granite peaks and cliffs at the Mineral Peak. We just finished breakfast, which will shortly be followed by dishwashing and packing up.
We did it! Yeah! You bet!
On to next year.